These hundreds of automotive parts may look familiar, because some of them are. Others, however, are brand new, and I can assure you, you've never seen them before. What you're about to see is nothing less than brand new automotive technology. When these hundreds of parts are assembled, which we're about to do, they add up to perhaps one of the most unique production cars offered for sale in the world today, the 1986 Buick Riviera. The new Riviera retains the front-wheel drive configuration, but by mounting the engine transversely on a front frame assembly, we decrease the overall length more than 19 inches, with almost no loss of interior space. The engine itself is a masterpiece. The 3.8-liter sequential fuel-injected V6, with Bosch fuel injection at each cylinder. The engine has computer-controlled coil ignition, replacing the distributor. This engine's exact fuel, air, and spark requirements are analyzed about 84 times per second. Next comes the suspension, independent at all four wheels. Up front, McPherson struts and barrel coil springs. These springs collapse within themselves to permit a low aerodynamic hood, but still provide adequate suspension travel. A power-assisted rack and pinion steering assembly is fitted. The standard rear suspension incorporates a rear stabilizer bar and electronic level control. Inside this steel housing is a transverse fiberglass leaf spring. The new Riviera suspension, particularly for the T-type, is so effective that it can generate higher lateral G-forces than many top European cars. Next, wheels and these Uniroyal tires, with even lower rolling resistance and significantly better fuel economy. The new all-stainless steel exhaust system is lighter than the galvanized system it replaces. It's routed more directly, has no clamps or connectors, and should last the life of the car. The sleek new body is next. Now I'd like to tell you about some additional features. First, all sheet metal in the new Riviera, except the roof, is two-sided Zincro metal. Corrosion tests on prototypes have produced no visible corrosion, even after the equivalent of 10 years of normal exposure. Second, each 1986 Riviera will be wired with a harness made specifically to reflect only the options ordered for that particular car. Furthermore, each harness is tested before installation, after installation, and again when the car is complete. Finally, each harness is housed in a hard plastic conduit to prevent rattles, corrosion, abrasion, and over-tautness of the wiring, and no fasteners pierce the plastic conduit. Next is the electronic digital instrument panel with its leading-edge graphic control center. Every electronic circuit of every car is tested before and after the IP is installed and when the car is completed. Fenders are next. Front and rear bumpers. Then come the seats with room for 5. The doors, deck lid, and an elegant and exclusive front hinged hood with grille attached. There you are, a world-class personal luxury vehicle. It's obvious that the Riviera is not designed merely to meet the needs of today's buyers. Rather, it's Buick's lead car to show the style, technology, performance, and elegance that will take us into the 1990s. And the big difference between the Riviera and its competitors is that the Riviera offers tomorrow's technology here and now. With this car, Riviera renews its title as the image car Buick prospects yearn for. Only this Riviera stakes an even greater claim because it has much greater horizontal marketability than anything that's gone before. Now, who are your best Riviera prospects? Well, begin with current owners who have already demonstrated their affection for the Riviera and will certainly want to be among the first people to know all about this car. Other Riviera prospects include the outstanding achievers in almost any facet of our society. Executives, professionals, entrepreneurs, and the celebrities of any field, of any age and sex. A thorough presentation to every prospect is essential, but an absolute must is to get your prospect into the car for a complete demonstration drive. That way you'll be providing ample time for them to experience the graphic control center and other electronic features. Now, as you watch the Riviera walk around, please bear in mind that every feature we mention is standard, unless we tell you otherwise. A good way to begin your presentation is to position the Riviera as a car which appeals to drivers to whom leading-edge technology combined with luxury and outstanding performance is very important. These are the people to whom personal transportation is more than just a way to get around. It's an investment. That's why the first thing you should show them is the interior, especially the graphic control center. So for the Riviera, change your usual order of a walk-around and get your customer inside right at the start. When you close the door, the graphic control center lights up with the Riviera logo, and the instrument panel starts a test cycle you'll be able to see. It runs through an impressive checklist automatically. In fact, it will catch anyone's eye. Many of Riviera's long list of standard features, including the electronic touch climate control and the Delco ETR AM/FM stereo radio with 4 speakers, plus others, are controlled through the graphic control center in the middle of the instrument panel. This user-friendly graphic control center is available only on Buick Riviera. No other manufacturer offers anything like it, even as an option. When you turn the ignition key to on, the instrument panel lights up, ready for driving, and the graphic control center summary screen appears. Actually, 90% of what most drivers require can be handled from this single screen of programming. But there's a great deal of other information available in 6 areas. Just touch the perimeter of the screen. Climate, trip monitor, diagnostics, radio, or gauges. Call up the climate screen. And now you see 6 operating modes from off to defrost. To work any of them, all you do is touch the screen. To turn on the radio, do the same thing, touching radio on the perimeter, on, and then changing the station, or whatever you want to do. The diagnostic switch brings up a screen with 4 or 5 categories, depending on the options, which tell you whether various systems are okay or if there's a problem. There's also a service diagnostics mode which dealership technicians can use to cycle the various systems on the car and learn where any trouble may be located. There's one more exclusive Riviera feature which is part of the graphic control center, the retained accessory power feature. It comes on when the ignition is turned off, which is usually just about the time you remember you have to lower the window to tell the gas station attendant to fill it up. With the retained power feature, you don't have to start the engine again to lower the window. Besides the power windows, you can use the radio, windshield wipers, fuel access door, deck lid, and glove box releases. The power automatically goes off after 10 minutes or if either door is opened. Be sure to use the graphic control center information piece sent to your dealership so you can review the operation and the benefits of this Buick exclusive. Now point out the other interior features to your Riviera prospects. First, notice that the doors, the instrument panel, and even the moldings are covered with cloth. Next, look at some of the standard features. Both front seats have 6-way power controls with a manual recliner and built-in lumbar and thigh supports. The instrument panel, which lights up when you open the door, is all electronic with a digital speedometer. It powers up when you turn the ignition key to on. The most important information you need is right in front of you. The speedometer, trip odometer, plus warning lights for headlights on, seatbelt reminder, vehicle leveling, cruise control, turn signals, low fuel, and some others. These manual switches across the top let you switch from metric to English readouts. Test all the IP lamps. Reset the trip odometer and expand the electronic fuel gauge. When the fuel supply is less than a quarter tank, touch the fuel gauge switch and it expands to tell how much fuel remains. These low-touch switches on the sides of the instrument cluster are for lights, windshield wipers, and so forth. All the control switches are backlit with electroluminescent lighting. Even the turn signal is solid state with a new electronic tone. Point out the other standard features. Electronic cruise control with controls built into the steering wheel. In the console are the releases for the fuel filler door, trunk release, and glove box, and the optional cassette player. In the header console, there are dome and reading lights. Also point out the slide-out translucent sunshade extenders. Once you've thoroughly presented the interior, show the rest of the car. The 1986 Riviera is more than 19 inches shorter than the model it replaces. But, and this is a big one, with very little decrease in interior roominess. It's important to make a point of this. In fact, gains are made in shoulder and hip room front and rear. Inside and out, it's a very handsome car. This gentle sloping front and the molded surfaces make it very aerodynamic, fuel efficient, and quiet at highway speeds. The Riviera is built largely by robotic systems, which, for example, position the door frames and rear quarter body panels to within 1/400th of an inch. The finish is applied with the same care. First, the phosphate wash removes foreign matter. Then the car is immersed in a tank where the primer is electrostatically bonded. That's followed by sanding and 2 coats of body-colored enamel. Finally, 2 applications of clear coat enamel to give it a deep luster that should endure for years. Be sure to show your prospects under the hood. I've already pulled the inside hood release. Point out that it also acts as a theft deterrent. Even the way the hood opens is distinctive. The grille lifts with the hood. The engine compartment is as stunning as every other part of the car. The standard engine is this transverse 3.8-liter sequential fuel-injected V6, which is a highly sophisticated power plant. You can get a complete rundown on this engine in the Electra Walkabout. The Riviera transmission is a 4-speed automatic with overdrive. The exhaust system is all welded, all stainless steel, which should last the life of the car. The tires are Uniroyal HA all-season radial tires with even lower rolling resistance. And they qualify as snow tires in parts of the country where snow tires are required. The brakes are 4-wheel disc brakes, a feature which is available on very few cars in the world, even as an option. The fuel filler door and the trunk lock release are both electrically remote controlled right from the center console. The trunk has nearly 14 cubic feet of luggage capacity and is completely finished with deluxe trim, a tool storage area, and a courtesy light. The rear license plate just drops into this slide-in license plate holder. This electric trunk pull-down is a very popular option. The high-mounted stop lamp is standard on all Buicks this year. Many Riviera prospects will want to experience this fine personal car in its ultimate performance trim, the Riviera T-Type. This is a car more than any other which must be sold on the road. Powered by the same 3.8-liter SFI engine coupled with a 4-speed overdrive transmission, the T-Type is fitted with a grand touring suspension, including specially valved struts, front and rear, a heavier rear stabilizer bar, and fast ratio power steering. Very few cars in the world can match the Riviera T-Type in lateral acceleration tests. An important part of the T-Type package are the Eagle GT P215 R60 tires, mounted on 15-inch aluminum wheels. Befitting a car with this kind of performance, the T-Type is equipped with power comfort seats, which feature the latest in seat technology. In addition to the standard 6-way power seat controls, these seats are also power adjustable for thigh, lumbar support, which is inflatable, lateral support, and angle of recline. The integrated power headrest can be adjusted for height. The Power Comfort seat is trimmed in Sierra grain leather, with reversible seat and back cushion inserts covered on one side with leather and on the other in velour. Other T-type features include a leather-wrapped steering wheel and shifter handle and special instrumentation on the digital instrument panel. Specific two-tone exterior paint in 4 color combinations complement the T-type package. Well, that's the new Riviera's story. Unquestionably one of the most advanced personal luxury cars for 1986 and for many years to come. Let's review the important 1986 Riviera product changes. All new models, luxury coupe and T-type. New graphic control center. New electric remote fuel filler door, deck lid, and glove box releases. New retained accessory power feature. Electronic instrumentation. 4-wheel disc brakes. New small quad tungsten halogen headlamps. Rear seat heating and ventilation. New power comfort seat, T-type. New translucent sun visor extension. New options, keyless entry. Driver's heated side view mirror. Plus many others. Be sure to review the complete list. Cellular phone wiring harness available, ready for dealer-installed phone. Wheels. New base wheel cover. New wire wheel cover. New 14 by 5.5 aluminum wheel cover. New 15 by 6 aluminum wheel T-type.